As the years stretched on, a heavy cloud of sorrow seemed to settle permanently over Eldoria. The realm's unity, once a beacon of hope, began to fray at the edges as the weight of loss grew more unbearable. The memorial garden, once a place of solace, now stood as a constant reminder of the lives that had been extinguished. The fountain's sparkling crystals seemed to mock the realm's efforts to move forward, as if each glimmering droplet held a piece of the pain that lingered. Seraphina and Eamon, once revered as heroes, bore the agony of their decisions in every step they took. The Academy's halls, once filled with laughter and learning, now echoed with a haunting emptiness. The enchanters who remained struggled to find their magic, their spirits dimmed by the darkness that had settled in their hearts. Eldoria's central square, once alive with celebrations, had grown silent and somber. The Enchanted Hourglass, once a symbol of unity, now seemed to mark the relentless passage of time, a constant reminder of the pain that refused to fade. Whispers of dissent grew louder as the people questioned the sacrifices made for the realm's supposed unity. Arguments erupted, casting a rift between those who believed the sacrifices were necessary and those who saw them as in vain. Seraphina and Eamon, their shoulders heavy with guilt, tried to bridge the divide. But their once inspiring words fell on deaf ears as grief had turned to resentment and unity had given way to bitterness. One night, as the moons cast a pallid light over Eldoria, Seraphina and Eamon found themselves alone in the memorial garden. The fountain's gentle splashes seemed to mimic the rhythm of their broken hearts. Eamon's voice was a whisper, laden with regret. We sought to protect Eldoria, but at what cost? Our realm is shattered, its unity fractured beyond repair. Seraphina's gaze remained fixed on the fountain, her eyes brimming with sorrow. The sacrifices were meant to save us, but they've torn us apart. The memories of the fallen, they haunt us at every turn. As they stood in the garden, the weight of their decisions felt unbearable. The realm they had fought to protect was now a shadow of its former self, and they had become prisoners of their own choices. Eldoria's people had grown disillusioned, their hope replaced by a sense of futility. The Academy's halls remained empty, the sound of laughter a distant memory. The Enchanted Hourglass, its sands slipping away, seemed to measure the dwindling essence of the realm. In the midst of their despair, a faint glimmer of light appeared. The stars above seemed to shine a bit brighter, as if offering a sliver of hope in the darkness. Seraphina's voice trembled as she spoke. Is there a way to mend what's been broken? To rebuild the unity we've lost? Eamon's eyes reflected a glimmer of determination. Perhaps, but we must first acknowledge our mistakes and the pain they've caused. We cannot erase the past, but we can learn from it. As Eldoria faced the harsh reality of its fractured state, Seraphina and Eamon embarked on a new mission, to rebuild not just the realm's physical structures, but the bonds that had been severed. They reached out to those who had been affected the most, offering solace and a promise of change. The road to healing was a treacherous one. It required confronting the grief, resentment, and anger that had taken root. Seraphina and Eamon found themselves facing their own demons, questioning whether their decisions had truly been for the greater good. With time, Eldoria's people began to tentatively come together. Slowly, conversations were held, wounds were acknowledged, and apologies were offered. The memorial garden, once a haunting reminder, began to transform into a place of reconciliation, where stories were shared and pain was acknowledged. Eldoria's path to healing was not without setbacks, but it was marked by a determination to rebuild what had been lost. Seraphina and Eamon's efforts to mend the realm's unity were a testament to their resilience, and their shared sorrow became a bridge that connected them with their people. As the years rolled on, Eldoria's central square began to see life return to it. The Enchanted Hourglass, its sands still flowing, seemed to carry the weight of the realm's history, both triumphant and tragic. The stars above, once a distant spark, became a source of solace, reminding the people that even in the darkest of times, there was always a glimmer of light.